What's going on, people? It's Mr. Door back again with the previous show. I hope everyone's fit and well. And yes, Forest are back in action, and now it's now or never. We need to win a game. If you're new to the channel, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and comment below, people. If you've got any questions for my fan that's about to come on in a minute, and any score predictions in the comment section, please do. Right, like I said, I've got a special guest. I think this channel's been on. I think this is your first time. Is this your first time, Joe, on the channel?
I think I came on before the reverse not the reverse fixture, the before fixture.
Oh yeah.
We've definitely spoken before. Yeah.
Yeah. So people in the comments, please show some love to Joe. He's got a YouTube channel called AlbionObsessed. So if you can do a massive favor for Joe, his link is in the title. Show some love and subscribe to his channel. Right, Joe. Let's talk about the reverse fixture we played at your place. And people in the comments, if you do remember, it felt like Forest got 3 points there because it felt like Brighton absolutely battered us. And I don't know how they didn't win that game. Joe, can you remember that game? And what's your thoughts on it?
I don't think I was there. I think I was ill. It's one of the 2 games I've missed this season at home. But I remember watching it on TV, and I remember it being an unbelievably frustrating game. We just couldn't find a way through. And to be fair to you guys, you defended resolutely, and you got the point that you did deserve. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, but Brighton battered you. Brighton had the most possession. Brighton had the shots to win the game, but we've got to score against you, but we didn't." So that goes to prove that you guys did a good enough job to shut us out. Roberto De Zerbi's second game in charge, I think it was, definitely his first home game. So yeah, there was a lot of things for Roberto De Zerbi to find out about the squad, that he's very, very clearly found out now, because he's got us firing in all cylinders, barring Sunday's penalty shootout heartbreak. But we're going into these last 9 games, even though we lost on Sunday, really positively, because we've got an amazing chance of reaching Europe. Of course, you guys are absolutely fighting for your lives down there, and as you say, you need the win. So it's going to be a really interesting game, and everything's to play for.
People talk, like I say, if you've got any questions for Joe regarding the team, the players, or whatever you want to talk about, please do.
Nothing about Solly March.
You know what? I'm a massive fan. I like Solly March.
I love Solly. I absolutely adore him. I'm gutted for him.
People like to comment. If you've got any questions for Joe, please do. Like I can talk about so many players, but let's talk about your management. You know what? First of all, let's go through the chat, because there's quite long. And shout out to Jem for being a member to the channel. He's back again. For being a member. So thank you for being a member. So let's say 2-4. People in the comments, what's your score predictions for tomorrow's game? Please do. 2-4 Forest. Big Mark says, good evening, Mr. Door and Joe and chat. James says, sounds like a home game. Brighton are the most tourist fans who ever meet. What the hell?
I'm not sure about that one.
Thanks for that, Jem. Eve says, good evening, Mr. Door. Hope you're well. If we play like on Saturday and defend better, we can get a win or draw tomorrow. Oh, if only. Ian says, we'll win tomorrow at point Brentford, or win Southampton. Job done. And it says 3-0 to Forest. Everyone's positive this one. Harness Finance, Solid March. Gosh, what? Are you all right there, Jim? You're right.
He's rinsing us today.
What? Yo, is he all right?
What have Brighton ever done for Jem?
Sorry, mate. What? Have they upset you or something? D-Tamper says, hi, Door Reds, and also Joe. Hope that you boys are tired from the FA Cup tomorrow. You're a great team. Your team's hopeful. Forest will do one day, but let us get 3 points. I got respect for Brighton, but let's talk about your manager, because when he first joined, I think not just Forest fans, I think all Forest fans, we're all football fans like that. But what was your opinion on him when he got hired as a Brighton manager?
Yeah, I've done a lot of reading on him. There were 2 names in with the shout. One was the Bodo Glimt manager, whose name completely escapes me. and the other was Roberto De Zerbi. And Roberto De Zerbi was the one that intrigued me the most. I was reading up a lot about his football philosophy, how he had Sassuolo playing, how he had Shakhtar Donetsk playing as well. The thing that worried me was he predominantly liked the four at the back, which he's reverted to now with us, and four at the back under Graham Potter didn't work for us at all. I remember one game where we went four at the back and we got battered 3-0 by Burnley at home, and it was completely embarrassing. So I was worried, to be honest, but everything I read about him and how he gets teams playing, that excited me, and to think that if he gets his footballing philosophy across, it's not overly dissimilar to how Graham Potter had us playing, just much more in the attacking output, and our back line have done an amazing job at adapting to the way he wants to play out from the back, inviting that press, and then Moises Caicedo spinning about three players and setting us on a counter charge. So yeah, at the time I was a little bit like, I don't know how this is going to work out, but from what I read, it was promising.
I'm talking about your equipment team, because I think you've got one of the best in the Premier League, and since like Potter, I love Potter at Brighton, but the players that you brought in, like we can go on and go on and go on, but as a Brighton fan, how happy are you to see what is happening with all the players that you've got?
Yeah, it's amazing. Our CEO was talking recently at an event about how much this club have grown. And when we joined the Premier League, I think he said something like we had 10 scouts worldwide. Now we've got over 300 scouts worldwide.
Wow.
So we've got people in every single corner of every single country looking for that next generational talent. And that's where we're ahead of the curve. We do everything on algorithms and stat-based and things like that, whereas a lot of teams will look at, oh, he scored lots of goals in that league, he'll be all right for us, surely. It doesn't work like that. If you do it this new way that we seem to have figured out, like I still can't wrap my head around it, the way we keep getting South American wonder kid after wonder kid after wonder kid, we're loving it. And there's no reason for us to doubt that this is the best way to go forward, because there's been no reason to doubt it. And obviously, when there's talks of £80 million coming in for Moises Caicedo, 60 odd million for Alexis McAllister, Evan Ferguson's just signed a new deal. We've got Julio Enciso coming through for Kondo Bonanotte. So many names as well that you may not have heard, like Yasin Yari, who looks really, really promising. So the future is bright for our football club, and we just have to wait for these right moments to introduce these players onto the big stage of the Premier League, and hope that all of them set the world on fire like Moises has, like Evan Ferguson has. So yeah, really good stuff.
You forgot one player that I think everyone's loving, Matoma.
Matoma, yeah. How could I forget?
How can you forget him? I think he's forgot him, hasn't it? But as a Brighton fan, everyone's like loving him. And did he come? What was your opinion when he did sign for Brighton?
Yeah, he signed for us a good 2 seasons ago, I want to say, or 1.5 seasons ago, and then he was sent back out on loan to USG, who are owned by our owner. So it's sort of like a sister club partnership thing going on there,
like Olympiacos. You won't know though, Joe, but it's like Olympiacos. They're our little sister.
Okay, yeah, pretty much like that. And Matoma went there. Undav came from there as well, who plays a bit part for us at the moment, but I'm not overly excited by him. But yeah, Matoma came in, and in pre-season he looked absolutely stunning, like just blistering pace, was taking everybody on. But it wasn't enough of a sample size to go off of, and we were a little bit like, he could be good, but let's see how he fares in the Premier League. And then Graham Potter brought him on for his debut against Newcastle. And he ran them absolutely ragged for the 20 minutes that he was on. And then from that moment, Brighton fans were just calling for him to start, because he was a winger that we hadn't seen probably since Anthony Knockaert in the Championship for us. A guy that's just going to take people on, get fans' bums off seats, and he's just going to go for goals. The most direct winger we've had. And Roberto De Zerbi then came in a little bit later on, put full faith in him. And, as you said, what a player he's been for us. I think he's got something crazy like 16 goal involvements in the short time that he's been with us. It's crazy to think that he's only been with us pretty much half of the season or 3/4 of the season, really. And we're very excited to see what he can do going forwards as well.
There's 32 people in. If you can do a massive favor for me, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and make sure everyone subscribes to AlbionObsessed as well, Joe's channel. Joe, we're not speaking about your channel. Just tell everyone where they can find you and what do you do.
Yeah, and so we do match reaction podcasts. We've got a vlog coming out about our day at Wembley, which we filmed a few fan interviews, etc. And so basically all content to do with Brighton Hove Albion. We do football shirt content as well. So if you like football shirts, come along and have a look at that. It's at AlbionObsessed across all social medias and on YouTube as well. So yeah, if you're up for hearing about lots of people moaning about Brighton Hove Albion, that's the place to go.
People, like I said, it's in the title. So, like I said, if you do a massive favor for me, at the end of the show, this link is in the title. So make sure everyone goes subscribe to Joe's channel. Joe, as a rival fan, as you know, Forest are struggling very bad. What's your opinion on Forest?
Honestly, I haven't seen much of you this season. I haven't been watching much of other teams this season. I normally would. I'm a huge football fan as well as a Brighton fan. But honestly, I haven't seen much of Forest. I know that you had a okay-ish day at Anfield. I know you lost. Yeah, but
best away performance we had this season.
Exactly. So there are players in the Forest team that can hurt us. Absolutely.
What players are you worried about?
Brennan Johnson.
Everyone talking about Brennan.
Morgan Gibbs-White. Awonyi looks pretty decent. Jesse Lingard.
He won't play.
He won't play. Oh, okay,
he won't play.
Well, that's all right then. I won't worry about him then. No, you do have players that can hurt. Neco Williams obviously got a goal at the weekend, so there's plenty for us to worry about. We're not going into this game thinking it's going to be an absolute breeze. It never is at the City Ground. You guys have blown some teams away. That I think you beat Liverpool there.
Yeah, 1-0.
So you've had some good results. So I'm not thinking I'm a Brighton fan. I never go into games going, yeah, we're gonna smash these 6-0. No problem.
Are you confident? Because like I said, I was looking at the league table and like 8th in the league. And as a Brighton fan, like I said, when you had Potter, I thought, yo, you was going places. You put the new manager in, I thought, okay, this is gonna go downhill. Well, I personally think you've even got better.
Yeah.
The player that you mentioned. Do you think that? I know top four is asking for a massive lot, but UEFA Cup spot or what we call it these days, UEFA Cup. Do you think you make it? Because I know Villa want to.
Yeah, I mean, talking about it, like being in the conversation for Europe as a Brighton fan is mind blowing. I always say it on so many podcasts to try and educate other fans of other clubs about where Brighton and Hove Albion have come from. 26 years ago, we almost weren't a club anymore. Our ground got sold by our owners. We were a point and a goal away from going out the Football League, and that would have killed us as a club. We literally wouldn't have existed. So that journey for 26 years to now, and you're talking about a slight possibility of top four in the Premier League, is just mind-blowing. So when I go into these games against Forest, who are fighting for their lives, we've been there. We know how much of a fight Forest are going to put up. So I can be confident in my team, but I don't be disrespectful to the opponent that we're playing. Because if I sit there and be arrogant and say, yeah, we're going to smash you 4-0, one, it would make me look like an absolute idiot when you inevitably beat us 1-0 with the only shot on target. And it just makes me seem, we've been where you have been.
Yeah.
And we've had arrogant fans talk to us saying, oh, we're going to smash you. It never works out that way. This is the Premier League. This is the best league in the world. It's going to be a fiercely competitive game tomorrow. We're off the back of a semi-final on Sunday. only 3 days between fixtures. I know you guys have had maybe, I think, one extra day.
Yep.
So, and we played 120 minutes and a
Yeah.
penalty shootout.
I'm happy with that, to be fair. When it went to extra time, I was a bit happy, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I bet you were. I wasn't. I was in the corner at Wembley, like trying not to cry my eyes out because my heart was palpitating, and oh my god, it was the most emotionally charged football game I've ever been to in my life. And so the fact that we're playing again, I'm not getting much of a break from football at the moment, and it's going to be another stressful game. So as I say, I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, we're going to smash you. I hope we win. I think we'll win, but I'm not going to sit here and go, yeah, it's a sure thing, because you guys are fighting just as much as we are.
What do you think of Steve Cooper? As you know, he's had so much pressure, and he's not been sacked yet. Like I know the other 12 managers have been sacked, but what's your opinion on Steve Cooper?
Yeah, I think when there was a conversation of him being sacked, I think a few weeks ago, I was like, no, don't do it. Because if you sack him, who's going to come in and do a better job than what he can do? He knows the squad. He's been with the squad. He got you promoted. So for me, it was a little bit like a Chris Hughton situation of what we had in his final season.
Oh, Joe, don't mention that guy around here.
I know. But there was a lot of talk about him being sacked before the end of the season, in his last season with us, because the results were torrid. We got thumped 5-0 by Bournemouth, and then we lost 2-0 to Cardiff like 3 days later, and it was horrible. But we stuck with him and we stayed up by the skin of our teeth. So I think rocking the apple cart so close to the end of the season would be a ridiculous thing for Forest to do. And Steve Cooper is the man, if anyone, to keep you in the league.
People come and say with 3 minutes left. Any questions for Joe? Please do. And if you do want to do any super chats to support my channel, please do. Right, 2 more questions, Joe. I don't know if I asked you a question when you came when we played reverse fixture. At start of the season, where did you thought Brighton would finish, and now where do you think Brighton will end up in the league?
Yeah, so last season was our record finish ever, our highest ever finish. We finished 9th. I was hoping that we would better that and finish 8th. Now it looks possible that we might get Europe. I think 7th will get you Europe this season, because obviously Man United or Man City will win the FA Cup as well, and that extra European spot goes to the league, I believe. If anyone knows more than me, please do correct me in the comments. But yeah, so I think we've got a really good chance at Europe. We've got to play more games than the teams above us. So we've got a few games in hand, but those games in hand are against Man City and are against Newcastle.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously, two teams that are flying at the top end of the table. So it's going to be really, really difficult, no matter what. And as I said to you before we started recording, Villa are picking up form from somewhere. They just come out of the blue and are suddenly in the fight for Europe. That's really annoying, because we've been fighting all season and suddenly they turn up. But it is what it is.
Leeds, that's what people Leeds and Leicester 1-1, so that's a good result for Forest as well.
There you go. Happy days.
Happy days for me. I've got a question from Mark. Will extra time pens affect Brighton?
Possibly. I think we will be probably playing a rotated squad tomorrow. I know for sure that 18-year-old Facundo Buonanotte will be starting. Whether that's to replace Solly March or whether that's to replace Julio and Ciso, I don't know. I think it would be harsh on Solly if he was dropped. I think it would do in the world of good just to get back out there and get back playing. He missed a penalty at Charlton earlier this season, and then 5 days later scored an absolute screamer against Southampton. So we're hoping for a repeat of that. But can't be too confident of that. But I think it will affect us in some way. I think if Forest come out the blocks really quickly and put pressure on us, we could find it a really difficult afternoon or evening even. So we'll just wait and see how the squad's shaped up and how they've recovered, I guess.
People, I've done a poll as well. So who will win the game? I'm going to ask Joe for his prediction as well. So people in the comments, if you can, do me a massive favour, mate, what is your score prediction as well? And if you are rewatching this as well, in the comment section, put your prediction as well. So right now, I put who's going to win. The poll says 67 says Forest. Bloody hell. What have you been drinking? Brighton, 24% says Brighton, and 9% says draw. So people in the comments, what did you say? Did you say Forest win, Brighton win, or draw? Put in the comment section, what did you put? Joe, last but not least, what's your score prediction for tomorrow's game? It's going to be tough, but what is it?
I think it's very important. This seems mad, me saying this, because of where we find ourselves and where you find yourself. But I think the best thing for us to do tomorrow is to not lose. So my head is saying 2-2 draw, but of course my heart will always go with the Brighton win. But I'm going to go with my head this time and say it'll be 2-2.
Yeah, Joe's in 2-2. I think Forest fans, would you take that? Forest fans, Joe's he's on the edge there as well. But yeah, I can't believe saying that. There's a question for you, Frankie. From Frankie, Joe, who do you think will go down?
Southampton are goners. I think Leicester will go, and
say it. If you don't say Forest, just say it.
No, I'm not saying Forest. Forest won't go down. Who else?
People in the comments, make sure you subscribe to Joe's channel for saying that. Please do.
I can't remember who else is down there at the moment. Someone's in 19th place.
Leeds, Everton.
So it'll be Southampton, Leicester, and Everton.
Oh, people!
Forest won't go down.
Make sure everyone's going to subscribe to Joe's channel for saying that. People show you love it. Well.
I'm not just saying that because I'm on a Forest podcast either. I genuinely don't think Forest will go down. I think the City ground towards the end of the season will be massive for you, and I think you'll get just enough to stay up.
Oh, I'm loving that, Joe. Bloody hell!
There you go.
There's one from Dave. I think you spoke about this. Brighton have 18-year-old Eve. Who will play tomorrow. Good goals going forward and unit. For the Zebra is a pressure. Benete he'll be playing up front. Artina under 21 as well. Frankie says you're a legend. Mohammed says yes, Jay. Welcome to Forest Club. Big Mark says
4-1. Come on now, we're not that bad defensively.
Martin, whatever you're drinking again, please give me that. People call me deluded when I say something Forest will win, but bloody hell, you must be drinking something mad. Thomas says Southampton, Leeds, and Leicester for me.
I'll take Leeds going down.
Joe's a secret Forest fan. Well,
Forest have given me one of my favourite memories in football, which was the Leonardo Ulloa last minute.
Oh, you're about to play when you made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that game.
I have good memories of the City ground, so maybe I am a secret Forest fan.
As well, we've got another one as well. Just from that says he's a member. If you don't want to be a member to a channel as well, please do. I'll be doing a members show as well, maybe next week as well. Yeah, I'm 100% doing a show for members. So if you are a member, message me on whatever Instagram or Twitter. Get on the show because it'll be just members show only. So, but Dan said, not sure who will win. Brighton is excellent form, but boys have to now that they have to fight for survival. Fully we lost. I think confidence will be high after attacking performance. Yeah, 100%. If we played like we did against Liverpool and just cut out their set pieces nonsense, we've got a chance.
We never score from set pieces. Do not worry. Fine. Do not worry about set pieces. We are awful at them.
Yeah, but now it might happen. like you said,
it won't. Trust me. We've had 86 corners since the turn of the year, I think, and we've scored from one. So honestly, do not worry about set pieces.
Forest fans, you heard that. I'd say, if you know what, if they score, at least if they do come for a set piece, Joe, we are coming for you.
Here's a Lewis Dunk 90th minute winner from a header.
That's Forest fans. Just remember the winner scored one set piece. Is it 63? You said 63 games or whatever it is.
So we've had like 83 set pieces, and we've only scored from one of them in the last 19 games, I think it is. So yeah, it's terrible.
Thanks, Joe. Right, Joe, it's
You're
been
welcome.
a pleasure. It's been a pleasure for coming on my channel. Like I said, people, make sure everyone subscribes to Joe's channel. It's in the title. Please show some love. I'll be there tomorrow, people, for the game. So if you do see me around the ground, if you want to do a score prediction, please do. The review show Thursday, because it's either Thursday. I'll be doing the review show. I hope so, because I've got the Brentford preview as well. Hopefully, I can do it on Friday, and then I'll go to Brentford as well on Saturday. So I'm a busy person this week. So if you can do a massive favor for me, please, people, please do hit my subscribe button and hit the like button as well. I'll be doing straight after the game. I'll be doing like my thoughts from the game, and hopefully we can win. Hopefully we can win, because like I said, Brighton are pushing for Europe, so it's not going to be, like I said, it's going to be a very difficult game. They've got some top players, Brighton have, so it's not going to be easy. I think it's going to be more tougher than Man U. That's my opinion. So as well, and last but not least, Simon, piss off. Sorry. Like, I just Stoke City away. I don't like the club for wrong reasons, but it is what it is. Right, people in the chat, thank you very much. Like I said, Joe, thank you for coming on my channel. Like I said, people, I'll be there around 5:30, 6 o'clock. So if you do want to get a vlog, please do. And like I said, last but not least, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace and love. Up the forest.